Singer, bassist, and rock legend John Lodge, best known for his role as a core member of the Moody Blues, has passed away at the age of 82. The musician, whose distinctive voice and bass lines became a defining element of the band's timeless sound, first joined the group in 1966, taking his place alongside Mike Pinder, Graham Edge, Ray Thomas, and Justin Hayward. His death marks the end of an extraordinary musical chapter that spanned nearly 6 decades. In a heartbreaking statement released on Friday, Lodge's family shared the news. "It is with the deepest sadness that we have to announce that John Lodge, our darling husband, father, grandfather, father-in-law and brother, has been suddenly and unexpectedly taken from us. As anyone who knew this massive-hearted man knows, it was his enduring love of his wife, Kirsten, and his family that was the most important thing to him, followed by his passion for music and his faith." The family added that John peacefully slipped away surrounded by his loved ones and the sounds of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly. They continued, "We will forever miss his love, smile, kindness, and his absolute and never-ending support. We are heartbroken, but will walk forwards into peace surrounded by the love he had for each of us." As John would always say at the end of the show, "Thank you for keeping the faith." Lodge's love story with his wife, Kirsten, began long before he became an international music icon. The couple married in September 1968, and their marriage remained a constant in his life. Together they raised 2 children, Emily and Christian, and over the years their family grew to include grandchildren as well. Family, faith, and music, in that order, were the pillars of his life. What makes the news even more poignant is that just 1 week before his passing, Lodge appeared vibrant and full of life in his last social media post. The musician was pictured joyfully making his Bordeaux red wine in anticipation of his upcoming tour. A caption on his Instagram page read, "John's love of wine is well known. In moderation of course, so he's delighted to be bringing his singer in a rock and roll band show to the Uptown Theater Napa on December 6th. This is John's first time performing his solo show in Napa, so why not come along and enjoy an evening packed full of Moody Blues hits and classic songs all lovingly performed by John, his 10,000 Light Years band, and John's son-in-law, John Davison of Yes. A show guaranteed to put a smile on your face and a song in your heart." This December concert was scheduled to be one of several stops on his extended solo tour, a tour that had already taken him across the U.S. over the summer. The singer in a rock and roll band tour began in New Jersey in July and included performances in California, Texas, Arizona, and Oklahoma. Fans praised the shows for their warmth, nostalgia, and John's unwavering vocal power, even in his 80s. For millions around the world, Lodge was more than just a musician. He was part of a band that helped shape the landscape of progressive and symphonic rock. The Moody Blues was originally formed in 1964 by Mike Pinder, Graham Edge, Ray Thomas, Clint Warwick, and Denny Laine. They achieved early success with their soulful rendition of Go Now, originally by Bessie Banks. However, after this initial triumph, the band struggled to maintain momentum, and major lineup changes followed. When Clint Warwick left in 1966, John stepped in as bassist, while Justin Hayward replaced Denny Laine, who had also departed. This marked the beginning of a new and revolutionary era for the group. Shifting away from their R&B roots, they embraced a more ambitious, orchestral sound that would set them apart from their contemporaries. Their groundbreaking 1967 single Nights in White Satin became a cultural phenomenon, cementing their place in music history. Lodge's bass lines and harmonies were key components of this lush, symphonic sound that would define their style. Over the following decades, they released a string of acclaimed albums, earning 18 platinum and gold discs and selling more than 70 million records worldwide. In 2018, their immense contribution to music was formally recognized when they were inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The band's final major tour was in 2018, celebrating their 50th anniversary. Although their live appearances slowed down in later years, their music remained timeless, continuing to inspire generations of artists and fans alike. John Lodge's death comes after the loss of several of his bandmates in recent years. In April of last year, the last surviving original member, Mike Pinder, died at the age of 82 at his home in Northern California. John himself paid tribute to his friend and collaborator at the time, sharing heartfelt words on social media. The band's official page posted, "All the love possible goes out from the Lodge family to Mike's family today." RIP. A few months prior, the band lost another key figure, founding member and guitarist Denny Laine, who passed away in December 2023 in Naples, Florida. Laine was part of the original lineup that paved the way for the Moody Blues' success before embarking on his own journey with other iconic acts. The band had also mourned the loss of Ray Thomas in January 2018. Thomas died at the age of 76 following a long battle with prostate cancer. Having stepped away from the band in 1999 due to ill health, he revealed his diagnosis in 2014. His death marked the end of an era, as Thomas had been one of the key figures in the band's early development. Now, with Lodge's passing, the band's legacy feels even more poignant. His voice, both as a singer and a songwriter, was central to many of their greatest songs, including Ride My Seesaw, Isn't Life Strange, and I'm Just a Singer, in a rock and roll band. These songs reflected both his energetic stage presence and his ability to capture emotion and philosophical depth in music. Outside of his work with the band, John was also a passionate solo performer. He released solo projects, collaborated with other artists, and shared his love of music with younger generations. He often spoke about how much joy it gave him to perform alongside his son-in-law, John Davison of Yes, bringing together classic rock traditions and new audiences. Lodge's interests extended beyond music. He was known for his love of fine wine, often making his own Bordeaux red, a passion he proudly shared with fans. He frequently mentioned how much he enjoyed pairing music and wine, believing both had the power to bring people together. To his fans, John Lodge will always be remembered as more than just a musician. He was a storyteller, a romantic, a gentleman on and off the stage. His performances carried warmth, and his lyrics often reflected deep personal and philosophical reflections. His commitment to keeping the faith, a phrase he used at the end of every show, became a kind of motto for Moody Blues fans worldwide. John Lodge's passing closes another chapter in the history of a band that helped redefine rock music. He leaves behind an enduring legacy, one built on decades of unforgettable music, love for his family, and a deep connection to his fans. Though the world has lost a giant of classic rock, his voice and bass lines will live on in the songs that shaped generations. As the lights dim and the final chord fades, his words linger, "Thank you for keeping the faith." Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.